The song that I just played is one I composed myself to convey the human spirit of empowering one another, inspired by the youth in Indonesia. I'd like to start with a musical metaphor. The four families of instruments in an orchestra, strings, woodwinds, brass, and percussions, can't be any more different. They each create different sounds. When an instrument plays a note, the note may sound different in another instrument. For instance, the middle C on the flute sounds different in comparison to the middle C on the violin. But when combined together, they create a beautiful harmony, mutually benefiting one another. Today, I'd like to share my experience of creating an intersection between three different areas: music, prosthetics, and education, and show that by doing so, empowerment can be achieved. About a year ago, a friend told me that she knew of someone who really needed funding for one of our supposedly basic abilities as a human, walking. She introduced me to Francisca, 22 years old and disabled. Francisca lost her left leg when she was 5 years old. At that time, electricity had not yet been installed in her village in Sumatra, so her family had to use oil lamps. An accident with one of these oil lamps severely burned her leg, and she lost it due to infection. Her family had to sell everything in their possession in order for Francisca to get the aid she needed, including a prosthetic limb. But now, her prosthetic limb is almost broken, and she needs it to walk. Her daily activities depend on the use of her leg. She walks to college every day. She stands up during work. She has to juggle funds for her education, living costs, and costs of supporting her family back in Medan. So she simply does not have enough money to buy herself a new prosthetic limb. A few weeks later, I was acquainted with a violinist, an aspiring one who aspires to be a musician and pursue music as his further education. However, there is a prevalent culture in Indonesia where musicians are highly underrepresented. Becoming a musician is seen as a profession that is less desirable according to societal standards. Hence, his parents would much rather he take on a more traditional major for his further education, such as accounting. There are thousands of people like the violinist and Francisca, people under pressure to forget their dreams, and people who need help. How do you feel if you're forced into a mold? Does it diminish your creative freedom? Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. What you think is right for yourself may not be for other people. Talented people like the violinist and Francisca deserves assistance to reach their creative potential. Because when you do something you love, then inadvertently, you're going to have this drive, an aspiration to succeed in doing what you're truly passionate at. The satisfaction for me is in the sharing. What I aspire to do is to help these people, the unheard voices, and act as a medium for them to project their voices. I want to help the hidden talents in society flourish and target them one at a time. So I thought, what could I do to help support these people and at the same time help these musicians that are underrepresented by society? So this is what I did. I set up a crowdfunding website, www.voiceofmusic.org, to collect donations for the underprivileged young children in need of funds for their education, while simultaneously paving an opportunity for musicians to contribute to the society positively. The website features a short biography of each applicant. The student is identified by a teacher, and anyone who visits the website can choose who they would like to donate to, and in return, will receive gift tokens proportionate to the amount they donate. Gift tokens will then be used to unlock music videos in the website. Music videos are also donated. Anyone who'd like to upload a music video, be it their own composition or a cover, may do so once approved by the website staff. So even musicians like the violinist I mentioned in the beginning of this talk can upload his own music video. In return, he'll receive more coverage and also contribute by acting as an incentive for people to donate to other students. There will also be a section where people can apply for aid, either for prosthetics or for education. Once the applicant is approved by the Voice of Music staff, then the applicant's profile will be featured on the website and people can donate to him. Although the main platform for the crowdfunding website is the website itself, funds for Voice of Music will also be raised through charity CD albums, charity concerts, and informal gigs. I decided to utilize my passion for the harp to create a solo harp and orchestra album featuring 2 of my original compositions and specific pieces chosen from all around Indonesia to encapsulate Indonesia's national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity. In fact, the song I played during the beginning of this talk is featured in my album, Voice of Indonesia. Voice of Indonesia is now available on iTunes and Google Play. All revenue received from this album will be donated to Voice of Music for funding of Voice of Music applicants. So what am I trying to say? Is that everyone can contribute to the society in their own way. Look into yourself. Find your uniqueness. Find your talent. Share your talent to other people, because share your knowledge to people who can't obtain it without your help. Unity in diversity. This world is made out of people who have different passions and different talents. Therefore, when we are combined together, we can come out stronger. Perhaps your passion lies in cooking. You can always set up a cooking club in your orphanage. Or let's say your passion lies in woodwork. You can always set up a woodworking station for street boys to learn your skill. And they can even use the skills they learn from you to set up their own woodworking station, or even use it to create goods so that they can sell and finance themselves. What I did today is exemplify what I did to help the society and put forth ideas on how you can help. I hope that today can be a catalyst for you, just like how Francisca and the violinist are a catalyst for me. You can empower, you can contribute, you can help. Thank you.